if you don't know how to buy or negotiate online, then don't. It's not hard. There's a seller and there's a buyer. I'll repeat that again. There's a seller and there's a buyer. And the seller who is selling whatever it is they're selling has more leeway or more of an advantage than the buyer, right? Because as the buyer, you're like, oh, I want that. Okay, here's the price. I always leave a little bit of wiggle room on there because I do my research and I spend a lot of time on the internet Googling and searching multiple sites to make sure I'm on the money. So I leave a little wiggle room in there. And let's just say for conversation, I list something for 50 bucks. And they say, well, will you take 40? And I'm like, when are you picking it up? They're like, today, 1 o'clock. Okay, sure. Now, I don't know this person and I don't know what they got going on aside from this one deal. They may have 3 other stops and they're just kind of timing it out. I got to go here, go there, go here. And likewise for myself, because I have a life, right? I'm not just sitting around on the internet in my garage saying, okay, I want to post this, post that. You set the agreement and the terms when you say, I want it, here's what I'm willing to give you, and I will come your way and meet you at this time, right? And that's it. And I say, okay, fair enough. You're coming my way. I'll take a little hit. You set the time. I'm going to pencil it in and I'm going to rearrange, or I'm going to plan around that time and date. Now, I don't know where this person's coming from. They're coming from across town. I don't know that. None of my business, right? I don't care if you're coming from the moon. If you know you have to get from point A, the moon, to point B, which is across town, then you as an adult should figure out, hey, it's going to take me 30, 45 minutes to get through downtown on the other side of town, or longer. And then you got to factor in Texas, we don't get cold weather. So Texans don't like or know how to drive too much in the cold. So when the roads are icy and there's accidents, you need to factor in that on top of your travel time. It's cold, bad weather, could be traffic, which there usually is when you're going through a big city downtown. You need to factor all those things in. That's not my responsibility, right? This guy messaged me almost, I'll say 15, a little more like 12, 15 minutes before 1 o'clock saying, screenshot, and I see the map, I'm like, he's coming from all the way south. And I'm like the next town over. This guy's coming from all the way south, and I'm thinking, why is he sending me this screen at 15 minutes till 1, and the time shows, hey, you'll get there in 28 minutes. 15 minutes to 1, which is what he agreed. He's sending me a map that says he'll be here in 28 minutes, and I'm like, are you gonna be here at 1 o'clock? Because I don't know if he took that screenshot at 12:30 or not. Not my responsibility. He says I hit traffic. I'm like, are you gonna be here at 1:15? Because I don't care about that. I got shit to do. You said 1 o'clock. If you're gonna be late, give me a time. It's not hard. Estimate, guesstimate. Shit, I don't care. You know, I don't know where he's at. He could be all the way south, or he could be halfway here, and he's just like, hey, it's gonna give me a time frame. You can kind of tell, saying, hey, I'm at this location. Traffic sucks. I should be there at 1:15, 1:20 at the latest. And then I can say, okay, I can work with that. I can work with that. Because guess what? After we agreed to meet up at 1 o'clock, I already made plans, because I factored in that 1 o'clock pencil time to say, hey, I'm going to give him 10, 15 minutes leeway, because most people don't show up on time. I don't know what it is, but people don't know how to tell time, or they don't know how to be responsible and say, if you say you're going to be there at 1, be there at 1. So we go back and forth with this guy, and I'm like, dude, just let me know. Are you gonna? He's like, it's not my fault. I'm like, it ain't my fault either, and I'm not gonna change my plans because something happened along the way. So I give him options, and I say, hey, I'll wait around till 1:15, 1:20, and then I gotta go, man. And if you don't think you're gonna be here, then turn back around, because you're coming across town supposedly. I even offer, hey, if that doesn't work, I'll be available between 4 and 5. And if that doesn't work for you either, let me know. Hey, never mind, I'm gonna repost that ad that I posted, and it's all good and done, right? Everybody's happy. And he just says, okay. I don't know what okay means, man. I don't know what okay means. The last time someone did that to me and said okay, I had no idea what they were talking about. So I sold it to somebody else. He goes like, hey man, I said I wanted it. I said okay. I'm like, I don't know if okay means okay, never mind. Okay, I'm gonna be there on time. Okay, yes, I still want it, but I can't make it. So okay, I'm gonna get back to you. I don't know what okay means. So so I told him, I was like, hey man, I never heard back from you. I said, if I don't hear back from you, I'm gonna repost it. Never heard nothing back. And I'm just thinking, dude, I had like several other hits asking about that item. So now I've just wasted an hour or two, never responded to the other guys. Now I have to repost it and start all over again. And I don't want to come off as a D-head. And for you guys that don't know that, that's the male part, head. To people, I shouldn't have to educate you and say, don't do this, don't do that, make sure you're on time. You should know that as an adult. I shouldn't have to tell you all this, like, hey, by the way, you need to figure out how to get here. You need to figure out, you need to communicate. If you say okay, I don't know what that means. It shouldn't be up to me to have to clarify every little thing because you don't want to take enough responsibility on your own and communicate correctly and then get mad at me because I don't understand what you're saying. Anyway, that's it. That's my rant. Adios amigos. I'm out.